Hey y'all, this is Casey Hope with Pizzazz Art Studio, and we are back to show you another fun technique with Crayola markers. So, supplies needed for today. Your watercolor sketchbook. I'm using a Canson sketchbook. It's watercolor paper, super duper important, okay? So watercolor paper, whether it's in a sketchbook, a pad, whatever, watercolor paper. Then your Crayola super tips. You can get these anywhere, okay? You can go to the drugstore to get it. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, all the places have Crayola super tips. You'll need a cup of water and just a brush. Any small brush will do. A pencil, and it's probably a good idea if you want to challenge yourself to do this in 10 minutes like I am, to have either paper towel or hair dryer close by, because we're gonna do a little bit of layering on this as well. So that's it as far as supplies. This is something that you can keep on your desk and just come back to it all the time. This is not like tons of paint that you have to get out and squirt out and all the things. This is an easy enough setup that you leave it out, you come give yourself 10 minutes of peace and play, and you can get it done. So here's the deal. Y'all know I like to challenge ourselves. We like to challenge us to do it in 10 minutes or less. If I do it, and if you comment, like, subscribe, do all the things, then we are going to be giving out one of our kits. Our Shine Bright project shows you also another project on how to use these markers. So we're going to give you everything that you need for this Shine Bright project, including a video, markers, all the things, if I can do this in 10 minutes or less, and if you subscribe to the channel, like, and leave a comment. So, y'all ready? Let's get going. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take my original sample, do it here in my sketchbook, and I'm going to change up the colors a little bit. If you've ever done something you're like, oh, I don't know if I love the colors, that's me today. So I think I'm going to change the colors down here, but I want to show you how to draw this, how to letter it, and how to do some blending. So let's go ahead with our butterfly first. So we're going to kind of just start with a straight up and down shape. You can kind of do a little oval if you want to. And then we'll start with that top wing. So we're going to kind of come up and out, and then I'm going to go ahead and think, where do I want it to end? I don't want it to come to the middle of this body. I'm going to go like, if here's the middle, I'm going to go a little higher and then come out and up, out and up. Next up, I'm going to go down here for where I want the bottom wings to go. So it's not the very bottom, it's about right here. I'm going to do the same on both sides just to try to get it to be somewhat symmetrical. It's never going to be perfect. We're not trying to go for that. And these are about the same length down. And then I'm going to come up to about here. So I'm going to kind of get my starting and stopping point there. And then just connect a little bit of that wavy little line. And then you can do some just different shapes, just loose shapes inside of here where we will be adding color next. Okay, now I want to come down here and do some blending with our lettering. So I'll do pencil first, and then I'll come back in with our Crayola. So I'm going to do emerge. That was a lot of people's word of the year this year, and I think when you think of a butterfly, you really think of it emerging. Right here, I love doing these little swoopty downs right there with anything that's a descender. So there we've got it. Now I want to figure out what color I want. Like I said, I don't love the blues. I've got my little practice page over here. I think that I'm going to do a pink. Yep, I'm going to do this pink and a blue. So I'm going to trace it first. Just tracing everything. And then I'm going to come back in and thicken the downstroke. We love combining lettering and words and word art with our art. That's what we do all the time inside of our membership, inside of our lettering club. If you want any more information about our lettering club, we will have the links down below here. We open that up every so often. It's not always open. So when it's not, we give you fun little things like this that you can still be practicing and doing when you are a member of the club. It's a lot of fun. We send you fun happy mail to your doorstep, and we just kind of guide you on lessons every week or so. All right, so here we go. Got that. Now, The next thing that I want to do, I'm going to save it until I'm going to do the butterfly and then come back to here. The reason I'm going to do that is I don't want this to be wet while I'm trying to do this up here with my butterfly. All right, so I'm going to find me a lighter pink. Again, I'm kind of off camera checking colors. If it looks too light, I'll go to another one. It's the only, I love these Crayola tips, super tips, but sometimes their colors can be deceiving from the cap to what you actually are using. Oh, Lordy. Okay, so I'm gonna go with one of these light ones. All right, so I'm putting just a little bit around the edge. Not a lot, but I am using the side of my marker. Layering in with just another little pink. I don't feel the need to color everything in solid. I am just kind of using the edge of the marker, not the tip. And the reason for that is it just lays on a little bit of extra pigment to use that side. Now in the sample, I see that I did do green, but I'm not gonna do green this time. That can be a little harsh. So I'll do just a little bit of the purple and these shapes. Using the side of my super tip. And when I say super tip, I just mean that's the type of marker this is. It's a Crayola super tip. Get it anywhere. A little bit around there. Okay, so I'm going to now take my brush and start with the lighter color. So I'm going to kind of start with the pink and just let it blend out. If it touches some of the other colors, it's a-okay, not a big deal. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to just go over everything all at one time. That would make a mess if I just try to go over everything at once. So what I'm trying to do is kind of spread this pink out just a little bit, just for some background color. And then I'll come back in and touch that purple for the centers there. This is just such a fun technique. If you've got the right paper, it should work. Whenever we hear, I mean, it will work, no doubt. Whenever we hear people coming to us and saying, oh, mine didn't work, I always go back to the paper, and that is 99.9% of the time what they're doing wrong, if they don't have the right paper. So this is watercolor paper. It is made to hold water. Also, you don't want to let your marker sit here. Like, you don't want to do the marker and then come back in a completely other day to do this. You kind of got to hit it while it's fresh. So do you see how this is starting to have that such a cool little watercolor look? It looks almost impressionistic, just really soft and pretty. And we are just using super simple supplies that you can get literally at like a drugstore. All right. All right, I like it. So now I'm going to come down here to emerge, and what I'm going to do is at the bottom, I'm going to put a little bit of a darker color. I want to show you how we can blend even in our lettering. And this is just at the bottom portion. All right, so with my brush, I'm going to be very careful here, very careful. And I'm just going to blend right there, that purple into the pink. Purple into the pink. I'm not touching those skinny lines. Okay, I could have also done a blue on top of this. Pink would have also kind of turned purple, and that would look pretty as well. But this is a very subtle little kind of change in color that elevates that lettering just a little bit. It looked good without adding the purple, but having that just a little subtle change in color, it really looks good. You just want to make sure that the two colors that you are blending actually blend together. You don't want them to turn to brown. So pink and purple, they do. All right, so I've got a little bit of a right there, and no paper towels, but that's okay. I'm going to blow dry this and do one more technique. We are so close to, I don't know if I'm going to do this in 10 minutes or not. Okay, so you just saw a boo-boo, and it's okay though, because you're gonna have boo-boos too. Let's see, I'm going to grab a purple, and the reason I said like uh-oh is because I had this puddle here, and it was just too much water, but I can fix it. So here I'm gonna get my purple on top. This is what I wanted to show you, is once it's dry, you can work back in with little fine lines. So let's say that everything looks like mush like this does. If you get your fine line and come back over it and give it a good little outline, you're gonna be a-okay. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of outline everything just a little bit, not super perfect. If I do it super perfect, it's gonna look more coloring book page, and I don't want it I want it to look loose. Now notice I did have to blow dry this first because okay, I ran out of time, but just barely. Hang with me. This is not going to be much over 10 minutes. Look, we ran out of time, but we still messed up and are fixing it, so we're good. But what I was trying to say is you can just come back on top while it's dry and add your little bitty little details. And what I'm going to do on this is I'm not going to add water to this. Okay, like that'd mess this up at this point. So anyway, we're almost done. And yes, it's a little bit over 10 minutes, but I like it. I like it. We had a mistake, we learned how to fix it, and it looks good. Okay, y'all, we did not do it in 10 minutes, but is that okay? Yes, it's okay. It's a-okay, because we sat down, we got our supplies out, we had a mistake, we fixed the mistake. It's what we call a beautiful oops here at our studio, and we still have a really pretty picture. So it's okay if you don't do it in 10 minutes. Don't be too harsh on yourself if you don't do it in 10 minutes. That is just the challenge that we like to give ourselves to get us going. And then if we don't make it, guess what? We still had fun, we still have a beautiful picture, we still had a piece and play, and we learned a little something along the way. So we don't have any prize to give out today, but still I would love for you to subscribe to our channel, like this, leave a comment so that we can know that you are doing this, and we will see you soon.